Okay, so it has been about 24 hours and I have rinsed out all the bleach from the leaves. And now what we got to do is we got to boil these for about, let's say, an hour or so to soften them up a little bit more. And in the same vat, what I will also do is add some scrap papers which I had been soaking overnight. These are basically my sketch papers. They are lightly used. They mostly have pencil marks on them. I didn't bleach them because in any case you won't be able to bleach out pencil marks, so I just have to live with those. So I also add my scrap paper to the boiling water. And I'm not exactly sure how much paper I will get out of the entire batch, but let's see. So now that my batch of tree leaves and waste paper has been cooked, I plan on using a home blender to break this down into a pulp. Now, a home blender really is not ideal to do these things. The reason being, they tend to chop the fibers into really small pieces, and ideally you should use an equipment called a Hollander beater. I don't have that, so I'm using this. Okay guys, so about 1 hour and bringing a home blender within an inch of its life. That's my product. So that's about, I'm guessing about 4 kg worth of usable pulp, let's say. You know what? You can really make paper out of some real low-tech equipment. Here's what I have. It's actually called a decal. It's just a fancy term. It's basically a wooden frame that has a net stretched over it, and this is what will capture the suspension of. This is what will capture the fibers from a suspension of fibers in water. Okay, so I have a tub filled with water, and in that I'm going to first add my pulp, and how much you add basically depends on how thick and sturdy you want your sheet to be. I really don't have a measurement, I'm basically eyeballing it, and that kind of looks about right. The next thing that I'll add is my sizing. Now you can use many different types of sizing. Some people use PVA glue. There's literally 100 types. I'm basically going real low tech, so this is just starch solution, and this is what basically keeps the paper together so that you can use ink to write on it. If you don't use this, what might happen is all the ink would immediately get soaked into the paper and it really won't function as a proper paper. Again, I added about 250 milliliters of this stuff. So what you now do is take your decal and you're just supposed to dunk this inside like so. Yeah, let all the fibers come up above the net and just lift up, and this should work. Hey, look at that, friends and followers, that is one sheet of paper. It's taking a little longer for the water to drain out than I would have imagined, but that's okay. It's not a deal breaker. And let me put that here so that it gets a chance to drain out. Oh yeah. Awesome. So that's the first sheet that I pull, and that's what it is called. You're supposed to pull the sheets. Now you take the lip off. Oh yeah. And then hopefully what I'm supposed to do is, this is a sheet of scrap fabric, and I'm supposed to transfer this wet pulp onto this fabric. So let's see how it goes. Now this is tricky to say the least, but it should work. Oh yeah. And now I got to soak up the extra water. So guys, couple of hours of work and here's what I got. It's about 18 sheets of handmade paper. Now, I know they didn't turn out exactly as pretty as normal paper, but that's okay. That's the fun in using handmade paper. And don't get me wrong, it's a perfectly usable piece of paper. And it kind of writes okay actually. I'm here using a marker. The ink doesn't soak up as much, which is really nice. So yeah, I am not exactly sure what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I'll bind it into some sort of a journal or a scrapbook. I don't know, we'll have to see. But anyway, that's all the time I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me and I'll see you next time. Bye.